Hey everybody, and welcome back to Living Life on Purpose. And in today's video, we're visiting one of the coolest places in London, especially if you're a Harry Potter fan. We're headed to the Warner Brothers studio tour.
For me, Daddy.
This studio is where so much of the magic from the movies was actually created. After filming the movies, they preserved many of the original sets, costumes, and props, so walking through here feels like stepping behind the scenes of the wizarding world. Today we are on our way to the Warner Brothers studios to check out all of the Harry Potter stuff. So we are on a train heading out there.
I was gonna nap, but now I'm not gonna nap. I'm too excited. We have the cutest grandbabies.
If I see something green, that means we almost to a Harry Potter set.
Okay. When you first arrive, you walk between these larger than life-size wands from some of the characters from the movie. It's really cool. First up was the Great Hall, and honestly this may have been one of my favorite places on the tour because it's so iconic. This is one of the first sets they built for the very first Harry Potter movie, and it was used throughout the entire series. One of the coolest details is that the floor is made from real stone, so it wasn't just a movie set that looked realistic, it was built to actually last. It is so cool walking through the Great Hall with like all of these props and all of these costumes set up. But I think what's really cool is noticing some of the things that are actually only in the book that are not really pointed out in the movies, and I guess they are because they're props here, but I've just never noticed them in the movies before. The costume department created thousands of outfits for the Harry Potter films. You can actually see how characters change over the years through their clothing. Harry's outfits become more practical and worn as the story gets darker, while characters like the professors have clothing that reflects their personalities. One thing that really surprised me here is just how much of the movie world was actually built by hand. The filmmakers didn't just create the big things like the castles and the classrooms. They created thousands of tiny props that make the world feel real. Books, newspapers, wands, potions, and magical objects were all individually designed. Even things you only see for a few seconds had incredible detail. Dumbledore's office was also one of my favorite sets because there's just so much happening everywhere you look. I actually had to go back because I missed the sword of Gryffindor that was sitting on one of the shelves. The shelves are packed with hundreds of books and magical objects. A lot of those books were actually created specifically for the movie and weren't just random decorations. And of course we have the pensive, which is the magical bowl where Dumbledore stores memories. It's such an iconic object and it's really cool to be able to look inside of that. It is incredible how much detail there is in all of this stuff and all of the props that they've created, like the potions room, and actually creating something to go into all of those bottles. It's just insane that someone actually like thought through like what some of those things would look like. As detailed as everything is, it's actually like only a fraction of some of the stuff that they were using, like the Ministry of Magic that's back behind me. It was apparently a huge set, but all that's here is just this really small section. Next, we headed into the Forbidden Forest, which I actually thought Liam was going to be terrified of, but he thought it was really cool.
Okay, I was too scared to do this with just Liam, so now we got Dad. Liam, what do you think?
No.
The giant trees, fog, and lighting definitely made it feel mysterious and dangerous.
All right, we're going in. Oh, I think I see something up there.
And this is where you can meet some unforgettable creatures, including Aragog, Buckbeak, and a Patronus. Absolutely not. Let's go. What you working on?
We're both very into it.
Very focused.
I'm making up my own bird.
I'm really glad that Liam has been super interested in this entire tour. He's only seen the first two Harry Potter movies, but he has been loving going through and finding the different stamps that you can collect in his little passport. So he's having a lot of fun with it, even though he has not seen all of the movies.
In the light. Look, you can
You've
see
got the stamp.
in the light.
Yep.
Wait,
Show
Liam,
me
you
what's
gotta
in this
show
room.
everything.
It's over there.
And of course, we have to stop at one of the most iconic parts of the Harry Potter films, which is platform 9 3/4 and the Hogwarts Express. Getting on the Hogwarts Express.
Woo!
The layout inside the train has Easter eggs from each film. Is that one frosted over?
It's that one over there. Look, you can see the handprint.
The train here is the actual steam engine used in the films, and it's not just a movie prop, it's a real historical train that was transformed into the Hogwarts Express. So that was really cool. Each of the different compartments had props that were from that specific movie, so there was a little label that was telling you what the movie was and what the props were coming from, so that was really cool. No Harry Potter experience would be complete without trying some butterbeer. It's basically a sweet, creamy drink with flavors like caramel and vanilla. You're definitely gonna love this, so you have to try it at least once.
All right, this is the frozen one.
How is it?
Oh, it's so good. It's butterscotch.
What do you think, Liam?
Yum?
You like it? Alright, so we're about halfway through the tour and we have stopped to get some butterbeer.
We brought snacks.
Our hacks to saving money in London is going to the grocery store and buying a ton of snacks that we've just taken everywhere so that we don't have to pay for all of the expensive stuff, so that we can spend the money on the fun butterbeer and not have to eat a full meal while we're here. How's the ice cream? We got butterbeer, but we also got a butterbeer cupcake. And that has been my favorite of everything that's out here. We also got some soft serve butterbeer ice cream, and that was also really good, but the cupcake was the best. I love that through this tunnel they tell you not to run through here, because you know people would be running through this.
They're little baby plants. Young mandrakes.
Alright, pull it out.
There's ready? You wanna do it? Come
After all of the magic of exploring Hogwarts, it's kind of funny to come back to the most normal place in the entire story, which is Privet Drive, which represents Harry's life before Hogwarts, so the goal of this set was actually to make it feel boring and ordinary. So the filmmakers built an entire street to create the perfect suburban setting for the Dursleys. Karis has decided that she is going to start making the sound of the mandrakes. I don't think I'm going to be able to catch it on camera, but she's been making the squealing sound. Okay, some of the, like, you can see the goblin heads behind me, like, kind of creepy. And some of the stuff where they had, like, the petrified characters or the characters underneath the lake in Goblet of Fire. Like, some of those characters where they've created life-size reproductions of the actors, but they almost look dead. It's kind of creepy. If they were ever going to destroy one of the sets, there was no reason to build like a full-size set, so they would build like a partial one and then destroy that. So the fire that was set to the Burrow in the Half-Blood Prince, like they only built a 1/3 scale of the house that they were going to destroy, because obviously you don't want to destroy a full set. One of the most impressive sets on the tour is Gringotts Bank. The attention to detail here is incredible. The marble, the chandeliers, the huge columns that make it feel like this bank has existed for hundreds of years. I think this room in Gringotts might be one of my favorite rooms, maybe even better than the Great Hall, just because there's so much detail to it. Like, it feels like you are walking through the movie. The detail of Lestrange's vault, there's so much more stuff that you can see here in person than you would actually see in the movie. Walking through Diagon Alley might be one of the moments where you really feel like you've entered another world. Every shop has its own personality, and the amount of detail is amazing. I take it back, I said that Gringotts was probably one of my favorite rooms. I think Diagon Alley actually wins. I think this is the coolest place that we have been to yet. Even buildings that only appear briefly in the movies were designed with full interiors and stories. Many of the stores are interactive, and Liam loved pressing the buttons to see what magic would happen inside each shop.
Here. Do you want to try it?
Can you wave? You can make magic happen right there.
Try it with your hand. I bet it would work. Oh!
The potions are lighting up.
You spun that one. There's an eyeball in that one.
Great.
You and me.
Understand.
Go hard.
Alright, go hard. 1, 2, 3.
Go super hard.
Okay.
Good job.
We got it.
Yay.
You can actually see inside of Ollivanders. You can see all of the wands that are sitting up in the top window. The amount of detail on this street is insane. I mean, the amount of detail throughout this entire thing has been crazy, but on this street especially. Finally, we end with the Hogwarts Castle model, and this might be one of the most impressive things in the entire studio because it isn't CGI. It's a massive physical model used for many of the castle shots in the movies because building an entire castle would have been impractical. The level of detail is unbelievable. Every tower, window and courtyard was carefully created, and special lighting was used to make it look like different times of day. So obviously the set to an entire castle would be way too big to build, so they built this miniature version, and then they actually used this for some of the shots in the movie. As the story progressed and J.K. Rowling completed more of the story of Harry Potter, additions were made to the castle for later movies. Well, that's the end of our tour here at the Warner Brothers Studios. It was so much fun, and honestly it was great for kids. Liam loved it, even though he doesn't really love the movies. He really loved getting to see all the things that were here, especially the dragon. He said he loved the dragon. So if you're bringing kids here, I think it'll be great.
And a spider. Like
And the spider.
And a big spider with like,
Okay, I didn't even like the spider. So good for you, man.
I like it.
You liked it?
Look at that.
You had fun?
Play.
Yeah. So if you're in London and you love Harry Potter and you've got time to come out over here, definitely worth it. It was so much fun.
A bunny.
A bunny?
Yeah, like this.
Like this.